Hi class, welcome to week 6. This is one of my favorite weeks, and so I'm really excited to begin this work. This is when we begin to talk about carbohydrates. And so, as always, you have your learning objectives here ready to go, and you have your chapter 5 content. Again, you will begin to see that I've broken apart many lectures and many different offerings as far as videos go because the complexity does increase from this point, and so I really want to provide you as much information as possible. And so this is one of our little TED Talks that has associated questions to go with it, and then here's each one of these that you may find helpful. When we go back into the weekly folder, I want to talk to you about your major assignments this week. And so your first major assignment outside of your typical stuff is Fed Up. And Fed Up is a documentary. Actually, it's a really good one. You'll find it really entertaining. You can access it through our digital library on campus. And so you can go through this link, but if you have any issues going through this link, you just need to sign into the library. And I've given you some information on that as well. Here is the handout that you will complete as you are watching the documentary. And so with the handout, you want to make sure that you are answering in complete sentences and that you're making sure that you answer the whole question. That's one mistake that many students make is some of these questions actually have two parts to them. And so you want to make sure that you're addressing both parts of the question. Again, you can type right into this assignment just like you did with the 72-hour food diary. That's why I create them. My attempt is to make it easy and then also give you a really good study guide for your next exam. And so here's that. And definitely let me know what you think because I find this documentary to be pretty good. Outside of the documentary, I have some additional videos. These are not necessarily videos I'm going to test on or anything like that, but they're really good videos, particularly about sugar. One of my favorite researchers that I follow, his name is Dr. Lustig, and he works in San Francisco medical clinics with children who are obese, and he is actually the presenter of all of these videos. And so if you want to dive in just a little bit more on one of the topics that you hear on Fed Up, this is the place to do it. Most of these videos are 5 to 7 minutes, and so they're not long. Particularly as we get into the assignment I'm about to talk about, this one would be really helpful because what we really do see is that our brain has an addiction to sugar, and we get a lot of the same responses from sugar that we would see with cocaine or other mind-altering substances. And so as you are thinking about your no sugar for 3 days, go back to this video if you find it really challenging. That might tell you a little something. Okay, so let's go back here. So now we have the documentary that we're doing, and then we are going to do the no sugar assignment. Okay, and so you'll find that right here. The purpose of this assignment is to remove all added sugar from your diet for 3 consecutive days. Added sugar is sugar you find in any form, in any food that is created aside from what exists in nature. So if you eat an apple, that is just fine. You should eat fruits and vegetables and not be concerned about those sugars because those sugars are bound to fiber, which really changes how we metabolize them, how they affect our brain, the whole 9 yards. And so we are yay for those sugars. But what you're really looking at is all your drinks, all your cereals, the food you buy, your salad dressing, all of that stuff. And so the goal is to do the best you can. And so I realize you may not be able to go afford to buy brand new food. So you are going to do the best you can with what you have. That doesn't mean that you go drink Coke though, because I know water's available. The goal is 3 consecutive days. And so you need to document your 3 days in NutriCalc like you did before, the 72-hour food diary, and you will turn that in with this assignment. You will complete this assignment in a journal. And so if you'll notice, I click right here, and that opens me up to a journal page, just like at the beginning of the semester when we had the Healing Effects of Food TED Talk. And so here you're going to create your journal entry, and you'll be able to attach your entry. You'll be able to attach your food logs right here. And so when answering the journal, you can do it in free form writing, that's fine, but you want to kind of focus a little bit on these questions. And the other thing I find students a lot when I ask them, could you live this way? I'm not saying I'm not asking you if you can live this way forever and never touch another ounce of sugar for the rest of your life. That's not really the question I'm asking. I'm really asking you, could you live a life that was not overly consuming of refined sugar? Could that actually look different? And what would it take for that to look different? What are the limitations of that? And so, not as a black and white question as it quite might sound. Okay, so that's our journal, and that takes us through our week. And so you definitely have some bigger assignments this week coming up. You have your Learn Smart for next week, as always. You have your documentary, and you have your 3 days with no sugar. I do have a small activity for you that will help prepare you for your next exam. And so it's only 10 points. It should be pretty straightforward and easy, just help you identify different sugars. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy this week. You'll kind of want to kill me on the no sugar thing, and I understand that, but hopefully it will be an awesome learning experience for you too. Take care.